Mr. Alan Cranston, and our chamber president, Kevin Christoffel, will be talking about Alan.
So one of the very first times I met Mr. Cranston was in his coffee shop. We were hosting a meeting in the back room. It went pitch black. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm gonna tell you, he got those lights turned on in one door knock and a phone call. I was thoroughly impressed, thoroughly impressed. Mr. Cranston, when I think of him, an innovative thinker who has an adventurous spirit, someone who is willing to get his hands dirty to accomplish anything that he wants to get done. His attitude is bold, it is instant, and it's contagious. And that's exactly why this Blazing New Trails Award is being awarded to you tonight. If you haven't had an opportunity to visit Every Fiber Coffee on High Street in downtown Seaford, you need to get there. Every ounce of his hard work can be witnessed with your own eyes in that coffee shop. And it is an impressive feat. It really is. It's the new cool hip place on right in downtown. You can't miss it. It's hard to park, give or take, but it's worth the trip. Every Fiber has become the hub of High Street. Alan's life motto is tell me that it can't be done, and then get out of my way and watch me do it. And that speaks volumes. That type of attitude, like I said before, is contagious. And that's exactly what downtown Seaford needs. Alan said he saw the need for people to sit down, have a place to sit down, talk, and relax. Enjoy a good cup of coffee. And every time I've been, every time Terry has been, we get that atmosphere. We get the vision that he set out to accomplish. He likens himself to Will Smith, school of work. He believes in a ridiculous work ethic sprinkled with a competitive nature and lack of fear. Overriding all of these traits, he has an authentic belief in what he's doing each and every day. If you have an opportunity to talk with Mr. Cranston, you can feel the passion. You can feel his belief. And it's a breath of fresh air. It is. Besides his work trail, no, that's written wrong, Terry. I'm not reading that. Don't quote that way. He's also brainstorming ideas to lift and support all businesses in Western Sussex. He's working with the downtown group, Seaford and Tomorrow. He's working with our Western Sussex Chamber, and those ideas will not be revealed because they are still a work in progress. But we have big plans. Mr. Cranston will be involved, and his attitude is one of the reasons that he is involved. One of Alan's friends calls him a positive light in our community. She said he brings laughter, positivity, and warmth to all events. She thinks his business will prosper and grow, along with the community, all because of his energy. So I think we all get the positivity, the energy, the courage that it takes to open a small business. And sir, you have it. So with that being said, I would like to present you with this award. He wanted to advertise. That's what he said.
Just hold my cup. Just hold my cup. All right, thank you, Terry. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So, first off, I've got to thank Mom and Dad. They're here. But first off, let me say, I've never won anything before, so this is a complete first for me. I've spent my entire career hiding behind the scenes and avoiding anything like this. Anybody that knows me, you'll find me in the back of the room. So it's an amazing award, and I'm blown away, and I really appreciate the opportunity. When I started this endeavor, I never expected it to become what it is, or to be standing here accepting an award. For me, the idea was simple. It was a simple one. Build something that people can connect with and enjoy, and help make Seaford a better place. I jumped in with both feet, knowing it was going to be hard, but hopeful that the more we do, the easier it will be for the next guy. what really surprised me was that this thing would take on a life of its own. It's easy to build something on paper, but when it becomes a reality, you have no control over what it's going to be or how it's going to affect people. It's been eye-opening, from seeing the first customer cozied up, studying in the nook, watching first dates happen, or listening to people sing along with bands. The connections that have been made in that building have blown me away. It's become a meeting place, an escape, a refuge from the daily grind, no pun intended. It's truly become a place to connect the community. Every day I see what it does to people, and I strive to continue that path. To continue creating connections, continue building relationships, and to continue to give people a reason to look towards the future. But enough about coffee. Terry's been bugging me over the last several weeks, asking what makes me tick. Why do I do what I do? So I'll start by saying this. You don't move a mountain by asking it nicely. Moving a mountain takes work. It takes resolve. And you learn that resolve from people much wiser and much smarter than yourself, some of which are sitting in this room. One person I've always looked up to for inspiration is Will Smith, as you just said. Not for his movies, not for the characters he portrays, but his work ethic. He said to make it in life, it's not about raw talent or desire, it's about building skill and work. Like him, I've lived by the mantra, I will outwork you. I've always been the biggest guy in the room, so I've always had that as a handicap. So I've always had to be better than everyone else. Where I excelled was sheer work ethic and will. I would not be outworked by anyone, stopped by anything. I've always been willing to go the extra mile, work harder, and sacrifice everything to get the job done. It may sound arrogant, it may sound macho, but it's the mindset you need to be able to stand up to whatever's in your way. It takes a level of insanity almost to look someone dead in the eye that says it can't be done and tell them, get away and watch. So I spent a career in IT doing the impossible. For 20 years, I took on any project that couldn't be done or sounded too crazy to attempt. And through that, I learned some lessons. One lesson, you have to keep going. You have to go further than anybody else. You have to go further than you think you can go, and then you're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna get knocked down almost daily, but you've gotta get up and keep going. That's how we built this, that's how we build a future. That's how we leave a legacy, and that's how we respect those that came before us, most of you sitting in this room. The contributors of all that have done this in this room, we have to take the next step. We have to lay the next brick. I've always been taught just to work, do whatever it takes. Every time I was overwhelmed and needed advice, I would always go to my father. He would sit at that desk, usually in a shirt and tie and no pants.
Now there's a picture.
And he would listen to me rant and listen to my rants and all my doubts. And his response was always very simple. He would just say, you know what you need to do, so stop talking about it and go do it. Go to work. He was no nonsense, no complex philosophy, straight to the point, and it always worked. I have a vision of Seaford's future. I see a renaissance coming, but it takes more than vision. It takes work, and it's an uphill battle. We've all been there. We can do such great things, and we've already done such great things, but we're not done yet. We all know Seaford and Western Sussex can succeed and grow. We know what needs to be done, so I'll just say this. It's time to go to work. Thank you very much.
Okay, and our next award goes to